2019년 7월 11일 Captain America First Avengers. Chapter 3. Steve Rogers wasn't the only one chosen by the strategic scientific reserve. A few days later, he found himself standing in line at Camp Lehigh in the practice field with 11 other recruits. They were all healthy and tall and strong, and next to them, Steve felt even smaller than he usually did. But that didn't stop him from signing the last will and testament document without moments hesitation. While the other recruits were all nervous about signing their lives away, Steve was willing to give all that he could to the U.S. Army, even if it meant his own life. Steve and the rest of the recruits filed into a large room where Steve spied a man and woman watching and watching. A man scowled at Steve, who was relieved to see Dr. Erskine of one side observing the recruit. The other man then introduced himself as Colonel Chester Phillips. He stood lamb-rod straight, multiple medals shining on his uniform. Deep lines were etched on his face, marking the combat mission that he had survived. Yet his eyes were still bright, clear, and serious as they surveyed the room. Colonel Phillips addressed the man. The Strategy Scientific Reserve is all held effort made up of the best mind in the free world, he began. With that, the colonel then introduced Dr. Erskine and Agent Peggy Carter, who was on loan to the Army from British intelligence and, despite her obvious beauty, looked only slightly less intimidating with Colonel Phillips. When Agent Carter began to speak, Steve noticed that there was a lot of quick chuckling and chattering going on. The recruit kept eyeing Peggy, talking in her long leg and pretty face. They also questioned why they were being addressed by a British officer. I thought I was signing for the U.S. Army, one of them said. Agent Carter stopped talking and zeroed on him. Steve had just met him. He was a big, low-boned, blonde guy named Hodge. "What's your name, soldier?" she asked. Hodge told her. "Put your left foot forward." She introduced him. "Why? What kind of movie is them you gonna teach me?" Hodge asked, loud enough for the whole world of recruits here. Peggy ducked him with stride right to the nose. Then he straightened herself, cool and collected, while Hodge started to get up, blood ran from his nose. "Agent Carter," the colonel said. She came to attention. "Colonel Phillips, I can see you're breaking in the candidate," the colonel says. He gave Hodge a hard glare as Hodge got to his feet and back in the muster line. "That's good." The breaking in didn't stop there. It was only getting started. First up was obstacle course. As he stood waiting for his team's turn, Steve tried to remember everything he had read about obstacle course. He knew that they were supposed to help a soldier learn how to handle combat situations while building a sense of team camaraderie. but looking out over the various objects on the course, then taking in the man standing in either side of him, he doubted that would happen. The obstacle included a climbing wall, rope swing, rappelling wall, a long piece of wood that looked like a balance beam but with low surface, large rubber tire, and even deep mud puddle. The man already on the course raced through the obstacle, easy climbing over the wall and nimbly running across the balance beam. It looked as they had been doing the sort of thing their whole life. Our goal is create the first army in history, Colonel Philip says as they waited. But every army started with one man. By the end of this week, we are going to choose that man. He's going to be the first of the new breed of super soldier. Super soldier? Steve repeated silently. Was there something going on he didn't know about? But he didn't have time to think about it. As the horn sounded, signaling his turn to go. He ripped at the wall, tried to pull himself over, but one of the other men's boots landed quickly on his head, pushing him back. By the one time he made it over, he was way behind the other. He could see Philip, Peggy, and Erskine watching and increase his speed, but he knew that he'd already made bad impression. He had to pick up his game. Erskine turned to Philip. His mind made up. Rogers is clear choice, he told the coroner, but Philip couldn't disagree more. You put a nail on that guy's arm, the coroner began. It's going to come out the other side. Philip continued to watch Steve, who was once again last in line. Look at him, Philip says to Erskine. She's making me cry. But the chorus continued, so did Steve. He scrambled up a cargo net only to get tangled in when Hutch walked over him. But he recovered and kept going. He crawled through the mud covered by barbed wire only to have Hutch kick out the support beam, causing the barbed wire to fall in Steve. Still, he kept going. His efforts didn't go unnoticed. Agent Carter and Dr. Erskine had been Hutch tried to sabotage Steve over and over again, and yet each time Steve had gotten back up, more determined than ever. He didn't have muscle of the other equipment, but he had something they didn't, heart. He would fight as hard as he could, as long as he could, and never turn a back on a fellow soldier. Those were the qualities Peggy and Erskine were looking for. Phillips, however, he didn't feel the same way. He still saw Steve as a weak, ineffectual soldier in training. Philip wanted Hodge for the job and wasted no time in voicing his opinion. He's big, he's fast, he takes orders in short, he's a soldier. No, Erskine interjected, he's a bully. Philip immediately countered Erskine's argument. You don't win the war with niceness, doctor. You win them with guts. And to prove his point, Philip picked a grenade and hauled it into the middle of the course right near Steve. As Hochi and the other recruit panicked and fled, Steve ran right at the grenade. Everyone down! 이게 거기서 딱 갔는데 너무 스티브가 정말 근육도 없고 키도 작고 쓱에다가 지난번에 나왔던 것처럼 천식이 있으니까 좀 힘들게 훈련을 하는데 막 호주라고 되게 약간 막 근육도 건장하고 정말 잘하는 사람이 있는 뭐지? 운동을 잘하는 사람이 있고 한데 에이전트 패기 카터가 파터랑 그 닥터 에스킨인가 하는 독일 그 사람이 계속 스티브를 눈여보면서 스티브는 아무리 뭐지 막 계속 누가 호주가 자꾸 자기 누르려고 머리 누르고 막 밀리고 자꾸 그러다도 끝까지 가는 거랑 뭐지 정말 스티브가 그 다른 사람들처럼 그 군인처럼 근육이 있진 않지만 키가 크진 않지만 몸이 건강하진 않지만 그들에게 없는 심장 그러니까 하트 따뜻함 그런 게 있어가지고 끝까지 정말 죽더라도 싸우고 희생심이 있고 정말 딱 패기랑 그 닥터가 찾던 그런 퀄리티 사람이어가지고 근데 콜로넬 필립인가 하는 사람은 되게 반대하면서 호찌를 되게 밀어주면서 빠르고 강하고 그리고 키우고 커 그리고 훌륭한 군인이야 하니까 닥터가 아니라고 그 사람은 그냥 괴롭히는 사람 bully일 뿐이라고 하니까 그 사람이 딱 얘기하면서 아무리 봐도 호찌를 꼭 거기다 넣고 싶으니까 슈퍼솔저로 뭐지? 닥터 전쟁을 친절함으로 이기지 않아요 하면 이기지 않고 배짱으로 이기려면서 폭탄 같은 거를 아직 안 뽑아진 거를 딱 집더니 딱 스티브한테 던지고서 폭탄이다! 죽여! 이러면서 딱 스티브 가까이 던지고 딱 거기까지가 끝이 납니다. 시즌 3 끝!